thoroughbred action, some standardbred action, and an opportunity to catch up with author Jo Ann Heppermann. The new book out, Rose-Colored Horses. We'll have more right after the break. Welcome back to Race Day America. Well, there's a new book out on shelves called Rose-Colored Horses, A Year in the Life of a Crazed Horsewoman. It was written by Jo Ann Heppermann, and she is joining us right now on the phone. Jo Ann, welcome to Race Day America.
Thank you very much for having me.
Tell us a little bit more about your book, Rose-Colored Horses, and what prompted you to go ahead and write this.
Well, it truly is a year in the life, starting on June 22nd of 2009, ending on June 21st, 2010. I started it because I'm a lawyer by trade and practiced law most of my life. And in 2007, I took a leap of faith and quit my job that actually paid money and went to work full-time with my husband in our consulting business. Well, come June 2009, instead of having the 9 horses that my business plan said we would have, we're down to 3, and they're not very good, and most of our buyers have gone away, and I needed something to do. And so I started writing about what it's like to own horses. And so I chronicled, we had 4 horses. I guess by the time the book was over, we had a total of 4. And so I talk about what it's like to own 4 horses with musings by Jo Ann in between.
Well, Jo Ann Jones here. We share a name. We share a love and passion for horses. And there have been books written about horses and the spirituality. Even Bo Derek has written one, you know, the closeness of women, horses, and God. And you talked about, you know, why you believe in God, why you own and race horses, and why it is sometimes fun. Did you become more spiritual through this ownership? And touch on that a little bit.
I don't know that I became more spiritual, although when you make me stop and think about it, it may be true. There is no doubt that it was a tremendous leap of faith back in 2007. One of the things I actually talk about in the book is if I knew in 2007 what I knew in 2009, would I have been brave enough to leave a job that paid money to follow our dream? By 2009, I tell you, there was a prayer that I prayed every day that said, may you believe that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Sometimes I had to do that 12 or 13 times because things were not going well. I mean, think back to 2009 in the horse industry. Things weren't going well anywhere, and to just hang in there was an exercise in faith. But what was cool about all of this, instead of any doors opening, like they had opened in the past when we were supposed to do something else, God rained on us a lot. I mean, we were put to a lot of tests, but you know what? Every time we needed a buyer, we got one. Every time we needed a paycheck, it came. And so I would say yes. I would say my horses helped. And now, one of the things that I talk about is we know who we are. Like, Ken and I have been married 36 years, and in the last 11, boy, we know who we are. We're horse owners.
Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate you. And you say you have just a few horses and they're not very good, but you started out with more. So congratulations on having fewer at this point if they don't have the talent, because we all know they cost the same to feed, whether they're fast or whether they're slow. So business-wise, that sort of worked out in your favor. But going forward, and now with the economy hopefully showing an upturn, what are your plans for the future with the horses?
Well, we hope, we literally right now have won. Our 3 that were not very good through the course of the year were either one was claimed, and two are actually, this is a great story for the adoption agency in Pennsylvania. We shipped out to Penn National last winter because we needed purses that would pay the bills, and unfortunately in Kentucky that wasn't necessarily true. And so those horses won some races for us in Penn National, and when we no longer could find horses that they could beat, we sent them to the adoption agency that's connected to Penn National, and they've both been adopted, so that's actually very cool. But we have one. We have our 2-year-old. He was 2 when we bought him in April, and as always the case with horse owners, when our other horses started winning, people start raising their hands and are interested in joining us. So what we're hoping is our remaining now 3-year-old Dunraven Pass, who broke his leg on July 17th but is now ready to run, that when he starts winning, we'll go back. We'll be in the market for a 2-year-old, and hopefully we'll buy a yearling, and we'll basically start over just like we did 11 years ago.
Well, I've got to applaud the 36 years of marriage, first of all. I mean, that's unbelievable. And that you guys taking a venture like this, Maggie Moss left the corporate world to get involved in ownership, has been successful. I understand you're in Goshen, Kentucky, and Jack Vanberg used to have a farm there, first synthetic track in the States, I think. Have you seen that farm? What do you know about Jack? And tell us about your operation.
Well, you know, Jack, I don't know Jack personally. He clearly is legend. And yes, we have seen that farm. Goshen is just right outside of Louisville, Kentucky in Oldham County, sort of in the heart of horse country in this area. And it is the home now of at least 2, if not more, training centers that have synthetic tracks. Where we are now, we moved out of Backside Churchill a couple of years ago. Walter Bindner, who is our trainer and has been our trainer forever, Walter moved his stable out to High Point, which is in outside of LaGrange, and it has a poly track, an indoor track, and a dirt track, which basically has made it possible for us to train year-round in Kentucky. And so that's where we are. When you drive on our way to High Point, if you drive out to our house, what you are surrounded by are horse farms out here.
What's the name of the little restaurant, quickly? I have to tell you goodbye. We're out of time, but is it called Goshen's?
Well, there's the Goshen store that makes wonderful sandwiches.
Yeah.
Then there's the Melrose, although it's been closed.
No, I think it was. I had the best grilled cheese of my life. I think it was the Goshen store.
I bet it was the Goshen store.
Well, Jo Ann, thanks so much for joining us today. Best of luck with the sales of your book and continued success with the racehorses.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks so much. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Unbelievable grilled
There's
cheese.
a great sandwich store by Fair Hill, too. You're making me hungry. It's lunchtime out here. Come on.
No. Well, we're going to catch you up on Chester in a moment, but Tampa's almost set to go live with their second race. It's a minute to post. And